Hi everyone, it's April 2nd, 2020, and this is day 15 of the self-quarantine here in Washington State. It hasn't been easy, I'll tell you, and we have another month of that ahead of us and maybe more after that. This insidious virus continues to literally plague our country and kill people. And it's crazy how you can have these no symptoms at all and pass this bug on to other people and never even get it yourself. This is why it spreads. You just don't know. I can't believe we still have states that aren't doing self-quarantine yet. They're stupid. I just wanted to say something to my young viewers. This is history in the making, you guys. This is literally history in the making. Have you been watching the news? Do you watch the news? You should watch the news because this is your life. This is going to change your life for some time to come. I'm not talking about months or a year or a couple of years. It's going to change your life for a long time, maybe forever. Maybe somebody you know is going to perish. I hope not. But you need to pay attention because this is history in the making. I'm an old guy and I haven't even seen anything like this before. And not only do we have this terrible bug to deal with, but we also have a really awful economic situation, far beyond anything that I've seen. As I said, I'm an old guy. I've heard about the old depression. I've studied it. I know what happened. I know how people lived, how they barely lived. And these are the things, if you've heard of the Great Depression, then maybe you should go back and learn about it and see what it was like. Because people stood in long lines all day long for a piece of bread and some soup. It may come down to that. I mean, I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but it could be a really bad deal. So I want you to pay attention and take in the fact that you're in the middle of history right now. This is a picture that Bob sent me some time ago, and it's sort of a nondescript mountain piece looking here. It just doesn't seem like there's much going on. And it's similar to some of the other images that I've shown of these buttes that have this incredible amount of wreckage and this type of thing on it. This one does have that as well. Right here looks like a vessel of some kind. It seems to be broken off in the back. And there's something kind of sticking up there. And Bob actually thought that looked kind of like a red-haired man sitting up there. Kind of does in a way. Maybe it is, I don't know. But the thing that's interesting about this picture versus the other ones that I've had recently, and I have to say recently because until about 8 videos ago, we weren't looking at these kinds of pictures for the most part. The thing that's different about this picture is it seems to be, not only is there a lot more debris on the ground, but the pictures themselves are even clearer than what we've seen. Not all of them. Some are better than others. In the images that I'm showing you, if I'm zooming in way far away, then of course it does get a little bit fuzzy. But once again, we have an entire place that is made up of nothing but debris. And I assume, like the other bluffs before, this entire hillside is also made up of nothing but man-made material. And we see these large flat sections like this right here. And these are not flat rocks, or these are not hillsides. These are the sides of vessels, or possibly the middle part. I don't know. They're man-made. It's hard to know exactly how they all went together. But it's obvious that it's man-made material. You see here what looks like, almost looks like some kind of a doorway or, who knows what. It's not natural. It always comes back to not being natural. And Same thing here. We don't know what it is. It's just more debris. But look at all the stuff all around. That's all metal. Just like in the pictures before, it's all metal. And some of these pictures coming up are going to show you some truly shredded machinery. Stuff that's torn apart. We always run across these triangular shapes or even boat shapes. I guess in a lot of ways a triangular shape, an elongated triangle, could look a lot like a boat. This one seems to have a little bridge on it, doesn't it? See where it's raised up? I don't know what this was, but it appears to be a type of vessel. And it's anyone's guess of what kind of a vessel that would be. Now, these things that look like big rocks, of course, are not big rocks. They are other things, pieces of vessels. And if you look, there's a sort of a pyramid-shaped one there, and to the left of it, there's a big thing coming. It looks like it's coming right out of the ground. I don't know what it is. I don't know what any of this stuff is. I just know that it's torn up material. And right here is maybe a view of the inside of one of these structures. You can see how there's a big hole torn out of it. It's all raggedy. All this stuff hanging down. I don't know if it's just wires or metal or both, or we don't know. We can only assume that that's what it is. And this is a big, long, black thing. You see it's split down the middle on the top. And back to the right in the 3 o'clock position there. Boy, I'm slow on the draw there. I'm always behind the cue ball. You know what I mean? Right in the center of the screen, that looks like a dome back there. And it's sitting in front of all this other debris. As I said, what makes this debris more interesting is it's clearer. We can see more of it to see what it is, or see what it was, or I don't know what to call it. It's just interesting to look at. But in the background there, this looks like a dome to me. And in fact, it looks like a dome over a dome. It looks like there's a dome shape underneath and then a clear dome over the top of that. You see it? And it even looks like on the dome on the inside there are actually structures on it. I know it's a bit of a stretch. It's as far out as I can get the maximum zoom, but it looks like a dome over a dome. Here's another piece of debris with something really unusual on it. Again, it's just clear, strange looking stuff. So I know that we got another month of sitting around the house. We went out and went shopping for the last time today. After today, if we need something, tough luck. We're not going out. We're staying home. I'm not going to get this, and I'm not going to spread it to anybody. So I'm taking a lot of walks around the block. Nah, I'm really lying. I'm just walking around the driveway. Oh gosh, I got this cold. If I start laughing, I'll start coughing. So, yeah, that's another thing. I got a cold, so I started getting these sniffles, and I'm thinking, oh my God, are you kidding me? And it was a cold, and then it felt like the flu for a day, and I thought, oh my God, I've got this thing. And then I got better quickly, which is another symptom of this damn flu. And fortunately, I didn't get it. I had something run-of-the-mill, so I'm surviving this. Look at these big chunks. If you didn't know, you might say, oh, these are rocks. These look like rocks. But, really, when you look closely, it's pretty obvious that they're not. There's so much stuff that just all fell down here. If you look back in about the 11 o'clock position, it looks like there's a fuselage of some type there with a cockpit sticking out. Pardon me. I haven't coughed in the last 2 hours. Now I cough, right? I turn my head. I do everything I can to get away from the microphone, but it doesn't seem to make any difference. So, anyway, we just trying to live our lives from inside our homes. And I feel so bad for people. They are going to run out of money. They're probably out of money now. And when they run out of food, where are they going to go get food? Where's that food going to come from? Is the National Guard going to bring food trucks out and start throwing it down in the streets? Where the hell are these people going to get food? Now here's something that really looked an awful lot like the side angle of a human face looking up in the sky. I don't think that's what it is. It looks very much like that, but at the same time, if you look closely, it does seem to be some kind of, well, the usual machinery, technology, I don't know what. It would be a rather strange angle to have a human face. I can see it staring forward, but staring up in the sky like that just doesn't seem likely. But it sure looks like it. And this thing here, it looks like under this big piece of debris right in front of us, it looks like there's a big white snake under there. You see that? Big white worm or something. But, I'm thinking there's no way that anything that crawls on its belly is going to crawl around in this metal. It would get cut and sliced, and it'd be dead within 10 feet. I mean, this walking around in this stuff it'd be like trying to walk around on piles of tin cans. It's all metal debris. There's so much metal here. Everything gold and everything silver. It's metal. Now, I did use a filter on this, and it does distort the color somewhat. And I frankly turned down the color a bit because the color saturation is so thick it almost makes everything glow. So you can tell it's unrealistic. So I do turn that down a little bit, but the filter will change it as well. And here's another piece of ship that has another one of these. It's kind of a pyramid looking piece, but it's a piece of a vessel. Whether it's the side, the middle, I couldn't say. But it does have one of these strips of metal, one of these segments out. And whether that was on purpose or it just happens, who knows? I think it just happened because there's been so much destruction here. I just don't see this as being the type of place where somebody would be living and carrying on. You wouldn't even be able to walk anywhere. There's so much of this metal debris. I didn't see how you could even crawl over it. Now, take a look at this picture right here. Now, I need to start listening to my own advice. I tell people all the time, you need to keep your mind open. Keep your mind open, so you can see what's there. And I keep seeing different things. I keep seeing these triangular crafts, and I see other things to me that look like ships or boats. And that's what this looks like to me. In the left part here, toward the left of the center, looks like the bow. And on the other side of the bow, you can see a big section missing, and the part in the middle is missing. And this part here looks like the bridge. And this doesn't necessarily look like a huge ship. And compared to some of the others I've seen, it's small. But I think that we are actually seeing ocean-going type vessels. And we've also seen what I would say are airborne or some type of triangular craft by the dozens in the other pictures. Now, something we're not seeing on this hillside that we've seen everywhere else is missiles. I have not seen one missile in this area. And so many of the previous videos we're seeing missiles that didn't get fired because this whole thing came down so quickly they never had a chance. They I think they went to bed one night and woke up, and they never woke up. This is what was left. And this has been sitting here for a very, very, very long time. And it's not going to rust, and it's not going to just go away. It's been here this long. It's going to be here much, much longer. And I hope we're here much, much longer too. I want you to be sure to do all the things that you know that you need to do to keep yourself and your family safe from this damn virus. We'll see you soon.